It's done.
I talked to you a little bit earlier and let you know that we're going to be having a live stream this evening. Thank you for being patient. Everything comes to those who wait, right? The opinions and views expressed by the host, panel guest, and chat participants are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of my platform. All subjects discussed are based on personal opinion and are not presented as statements as a fact. All right, viewers are encouraged to conduct their own independent research. We kindly ask you to not dox, harass, or intimidate anyone that is spoken about during this podcast. Welcome to the members, people that are waiting to chat after I bring Miss Elizabeth up and we go through some questions along with proof behind the questions that are being asked. I will give a few moments for the members that are have a membership to my channel to ask any questions, and then it will be subscribers open to the chat. Okay, I'm doing this so she can stay focused, not get trolled, and not kind of veer off on the things that we want to get through. So it's not going to be a super long stream. Get to the facts and all that. Also, I want to update you on something. Unfortunately, I was only sent a clip of someone um, making sure that I knew that I was no longer allowed onto their platform or into their chat. And then I listen. Then I took it upon myself to listen to the whole thing. Well, I think that is probably in our both of our best interest for our mental health. That we may. It's probably that we keep each other blocked from our chat. So that's a decision that I made. I'm still wishing the best for that person and fly like an eagle and make sure that you reach all of your dreams that you have out there. But for now, probably the best decision. Please say subscribe to anyone that you enjoy their content. Do not unsubscribe from anyone that I may not view. Please feel free to roam YouTube at your free will. I am nobody's mother. All right. So, with that being said, I sound far away. Okay. Well, my handy dandy microphone. Here we go. Now I should be on top of it. I'm in a tunnel. Help me. Is that better? All right. Sorry about that, guys. So, yes, better. All right. It was a little far back, I'll be honest with you. Better. So I need to turn it up a little bit. All right, you guys are there. I'm here. Yeah, I'm still having a mic problem, guys. It's all right. We'll get through it. All right. I do not know. This is a $200 freaking mic over here. Ugh. Now I can tell it goes off because it's red and it glows. When it's not glowing, that means it's not on. This thing isn't even 60 days old. It's not getting wore out, hubby.
No, where the wire goes in, it's not the new computer. I think it's your computer.
Oh, okay. All right. So now that we have auto check, we have visual check, we have all of the checks. You're a professional. Get it together. I have a professional chair. I have a professional microphone. I need to get my act together. Right? See that? I'm going to tell you. Every day I fail. See how that works for me? Every day I fail. All right, so what I'm going to do, we're not going to piss around. Well, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for her. And I don't know if I seen her in the chat, which, I got both computers running here like a real YouTuber. I have two screens going, and So I will wait for her. It's been a long day for her, so I'm going to make it very quick. Today was a long day for her and her family. So, and she has a whole life, guys. Like, she has a whole entire family. Jerome, I'm sorry, and now that that song's stuck in my head, turn up the volume, dance, dance. Turn up the volume, turn up the volume, dance, dance. There's Sarah. You know what? She may not be able to come. She should be able to click the link. I'm gonna go ahead and pin the link. I did pin someone's thing, but I'm gonna pin the link to the um replay. Yeah, I bet you she can't. I don't think she's a member. I'm getting a message. So I pinned it to the top of the chat. She should be able to grab it there. Okay. So applause for the flawed. Amen to that, girl. Applause for the flawed. Okay, there we go. So let me take this down. Here is Miss Elizabeth. Bring her up here, and we'll do a mic check with her real quick to make sure everything is good. Can you hear me, Elizabeth?
Yes, ma'am. Bing bong.
I can hear you. All right. So, what we have going on this evening is that you wanted to come up. And you usually notify me whenever you want to have a live stream. I don't hound you, right? I want to make that fucking clear.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as like I've just recently kind of caught on to kind of like seeing lives and paying attention to where they're coming from and who they're coming from and things. So earlier someone was like, "You need to go watch this." So I went and watched something and then I was like, "Okay, I need to answer some questions." And I called you and I was like, "Hey, people got questions and I want to answer some questions." It's just how it goes.
Okay. So I didn't want you to think I was reached out to. I don't cross the line with people in their private life. If people want to talk to me, they can get a hold of me. So that's just that, okay? Um I don't put out I don't they just come and that's just the way it is. Okay, so mad respect, Elizabeth, we got your 6. That's nice. If you guys can like chat in there, but we're gonna get through this, and then we can. Hey, Evil Ghost, good to see you.
Okay,
Thanks for
yes.
coming in
So
here.
I'm gonna let y'all know I asked her to please keep the comments away to where I can't see them right now. Because what happens is I struggle with ADHD. I want to let y'all know that really bad, and I want to answer your questions because I want to be honest. So I see a question and then I go answer it, and then I get distracted, and we're on like the Gilligan's Island 5-hour tour of me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through what we need to go through, and then I'll have her turn on the comments and I'll let y'all know. And then I'll answer some things from there.
Right. And so that's how we're gonna do it this evening. And I will open it up to subscribers. I'm not cutting no one off. So don't feel like you have to become a member to ask a question. We will open it up. Just be patient. And this is the only reason why we're doing it. Okay. So Elizabeth is too loud. All right. Let's see if I can just adjust it on my end.
Girl, that is not the only time I've been told that in my life. I am too loud. I know. It's the Jersey in me. It's the
All right.
Jersey, the Italian.
So
You should see me. I'm talking to you on the phone, but my hands is over here doing the Italian. They're talking too.
so I'm gonna turn you down to 34. So go ahead and say Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
I need to turn it up just a little bit. Okay, if you believe in Merry Christmas, I guess. Some. All right. So, okay, so 45 should do it. All right, so I think we all should be good. No, Lady K is too low. Son of a bitches. I can't
Yeah, I
even.
was going to say you're kind of low too for me, but I have an ear infection. Y'all, I'm a little sick. So that could be why I'm a little loud. I can't really
Okay,
hear.
so I am all the way up to 112. So, Lady K, go up. All right, so you guys let me know I put myself up to 112. They said, we're old. And I've been told all my life I'm loud. So this is the first. Boy, I feel so.
I've been really
All
struggling
right.
with a really bad earache. I was going across that mountain today to the Whittakers, and my ear was trying to pop and trying to do everything, and I thought I was gonna puke. It was so bad, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is miserable."
Mm. Yeah, I can't really get too much closer to the mic because it's like right here. I can't get, there's no more closer. None, zero. Can't get closer than this. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and go. I don't know why I'm so low. So, anyways, we're going to go through some of the questions that were asked, and a lot of the people in the chat were asking too. So, um, maybe they'll hear it and maybe they won't. I don't know, but we hope that they do hear this. So we're gonna run through this really quick here. So can you tell me the first actual face-to-face contact that you ever made with the Whittaker family? Not because you had mentioned that you had dropped off boxes of food in the past, right?
Yes.
And that was just throughout years.
Yes. And one of the reasons why I've never made face-to-face contact with them then, and was just dropping off boxes was because I didn't want to impose, you know. Mark Latea came on there and he said to everybody that he was met with shotguns and he had a hard time. The neighbors really wouldn't let you up there and so on and so on. So when I would ride by, I'd ride by. If I didn't see anybody out, like nobody peeking, no nothing, I would just sneak the box on the porch and get the HELL out of there. Me and Betty and all of us was laughing tonight about her and wondering where those boxes, would come from. But it was me, and I just roll out because I I didn't want any trouble and I didn't want to bother them. Like I didn't want to impose at first, right? Okay.
Right.
So moving forward to September 5th, this picture, right? That is the 5th?
Yes, this
Yes.
is the picture of September the
Yes.
5th.
Okay. I just make sure the date was right because I sent that
Yeah.
to you, but I can't see the date. I have bad eyes.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. It's September the 5th.
This is the day that I I did not make contact this day. What happened this day was is I went down and tried to get a hold of Patrick Rourke, and this is the stuff that I left at Patrick Rourke, but this is how I know what day I made contact because off of this photo. So, I came back the next day. And because I said, you know what? I don't need Patrick's permission. I don't need Patrick to hold my hand to go do this. Elizabeth, you're strong. You can do this. And, I had been driving down there all the time, but didn't. My thing said, host has unmuted my mic.
Yeah, I hit it on accident. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to impose at first, but when Eric and Patrick came into the scene and I saw everything that was going on, I really just started, my heart hurt. It just hurt, My heart hurt for the family, especially once the 3 were taken. It was just like, even though I was just delivering boxes and stuff, I don't know. Like, call me crazy, call me whatever, but I just felt connected to him, like I cared in a way. And I just wanted to meet him, so I did. I just went. I just told myself, "You can do this," and I did it. And I didn't know how it was gonna be. And they were actually the sweetest, most kindest, most gentlest people. Like, I wasn't expecting it, when Mark Latea was on there and he was like, "Oh, yeah, there's shotguns and, people bark," and you hear all this stuff about the Whittakers for years, and it's not like that. And I think the happiest moment in my life was actually they've actually helped me grow. They've helped me grow in a lot of ways, because they've taught me a lot about listening to other people and, like, going based off what other people's views are of people and things like that. Um, I really started to grow and understand that humans are humans and they come in all shapes and forms. And, the Whitakers are just humans. They're just humans. That's it.
So,
I,
and
I
people
don't
want
know
to
how
know
else to
kind of
answer
like,
that
no, that's
for
fine.
y'all.
And people actually want to know, where do you live and how many years, not like address, city, but and how long have you lived in that area?
Uh, I am from West Virginia. I'm 45 minutes away from the Whittakers, and I live more towards the New River Gorge Bridge. And I have lived in this area I lived in McDowell County for a year, and then I've lived here for 20, yeah, 20 years. Yep.
Okay.
I was thinking I'm 41. So yeah.
And also, people were like, "Why?" And okay, so why are you? Well, I also want to show a thing from around September. People are like, "Why are you just starting to help now?" Well, honestly,
I
people that
tried and I
haven't.
got attacked, and I keep telling y'all that. I got destroyed for nothing. For nothing.
So here, as you guys can see, Elizabeth is her name. September 26th. Okay, she's on Facebook. This is on a public page here. Okay, prayers for them, and I pray people can please see them as human who really just want to be loved and not a circus sideshow. Y'all, Betty is so dang cute and kind and sweet. She loves babies and hugs. She is a human. Larry talks like someone's papa. Please, if you go there to help them, help help be positive and stop hurting them without go there without cameras, go for good intentions, and do more good than harm. That was on September the 26th. Um, and then there's another one as well where you actually went to help on the around the same time. You wrote a post saying something to the effect of, um, what was it? Something to the effect of, here, I'll just pull it up. Whenever you guys were doing the cleaning, because you had been there to clean, correct?
Yes.
You were a part of which crew?
I didn't go down with the first crew. I went down with the second crew. Like the ladies from South Carolina and
Yeah.
stuff. Hmm.
So I'm going to share this so it can be shown that it was, um, that you had been a part of it. So you did go and help, and you
Yes.
can
I
see.
went like 3 weeks, three
So
weekends
this
in a
was the
row.
same time. So I'll read it to everyone. Here it is. Let me make sure. Let me put it up on the screen here so everybody can see. This was also posted onto one of the Whittaker pages, the Whittaker family fan page.
This is the
Family.
one that people tore me up. This is the one where when I was trying to help and be honest and, try to meet the needs of the
This is
Whittakers
the one that
without
we need to
me.
correct. Right. This
Yes,
is what we need to.
without
We want
me
you.
receiving anything. I didn't want nothing. They tore me up on this one. And this is why, when you guys are like, why is she just coming forward? Well, I didn't. I had come forward before, but then after they really tried to chew me apart and act like I was trying to scam people, I wanted nothing to do with it.
So would you mind reading this to everyone? Can you see it enough to read it, or I can? Or you
Oh
might even
boy.
have it to where you can read it. Do you have it in your messages
I
or?
don't even remember that, but let me look. Let's
I
see.
can I can read
Okay.
it, hon.
I
You
just,
want?
I zoomed it in if you want. I said, okay, I want to make a post and say that volunteers have been out and cleaning. The home is looking way better. I'm not here making this post to hear negativity. And that's because I was attacked before, just for simply saying that they were human and Betty loved kids. I'm here to say if you really want to be of help, there are ways you can help. Physical labor, hands on the ground, and in place helps. No cameras, no clout chasing. Do it because your heart's in it. So there you go. Like that's why I never came forward to it, because you don't need cameras and all that.
Right.
But when some things started happening, I felt like I needed to come forward, and I'll tell y'all here in a minute why I'm here and saying what I'm saying. Material things that could be of benefit to the home and family that includes the ones still living there. I looked and took an approximate guess at how much plywood would be needed to fix areas in the home, and 20 sheets would be a great start. A roll of PEX line for the pipes and the brackets. Okay, I thought I was going to say breakers there. I was like, what's that? Okay, brackets. As well as the crimp tool. Okay, yeah. So PEX line, I've seen it put in a lot. I have a lot of brothers, so they all have different jobs, and my husband does HVAC. But PEX line takes these little crimps, and you got to like have this tool to crimp it down tight on your pipe or whatever. That's what I
Yeah.
was talking about. Because I figured the Whittakers didn't have that. Um, for putting it together, they still need a fridge. It don't need to be new, but just functioning. I myself
Okay.
have a stove that I'm going to try and borrow a truck to deliver, used but functioning. Some screws and nails to put the plywood in place, a small upright shower, a toilet. All of this is fine, even used, as long as it is functioning. Please do not donate monetary to no one. Monetary isn't as big of a issue as the physical things they need. The bigger issue at hand is the physical need for on-hand labor and materials. Remember, Lowe's delivers, and don't send it to no one but the actual family residents. All of this is suggestions based on my thoughts, and no one has to do anything. It is all by choice. Huge thanks to any help and all help that is happening. So I never asked for anything to come to me. I didn't want anything to come to me. I was looking for a way to get the Whittakers the help that they needed because I knew that people did want to help. They wanted to help, but a lot of people had been scammed or so-called scammed or whatever went on. They were scared. They didn't know how to help. And I thought if I told them what was needed and hey, there's a Lowe's up the road, they do deliver or whatever, or you can just buy used crap, it doesn't matter, but send it directly to the Whittakers. Don't send it to nobody. Don't send money. Don't do nothing. Don't scam yourself.
So
If you
that message that was in there about plywood and this and that, why do they need 60, this and that? That was the original post, guys. And if you go back and look, rewind 20, 30 seconds, it hasn't been edited. That's the original post. That is what it is. But I want you guys to always do your own research, okay? Research yourself. Find out the information. I highly encourage you with any content creator, please do due diligence in your own self and find this stuff out, okay? That hasn't been edited. That's where all that information came from. People sometimes they don't get the correct information and then the lie gets told and then more gets told to the lie
Yes,
and then but
because
it's got
then
you know
then it was said that I had reached, like, I was talking to like 5 or 6 other people I wasn't talking to anybody. People had reached out to me. A few people, like maybe 2, maybe 3, had reached out to me and was trying to figure out how to um, facilitate getting the needs met. But there was some confusion in it, and here's why. And it makes perfect sense. I'm not a perfect person. I don't know how to do all this. I was trying to help. But the people that had reached out was like, well, someone's going to send a fridge. Someone's going to send this. Someone's going to send that. Now we've got, 60 pieces of plywood coming. How do you stop it from getting 500 pieces of plywood? What if 500 people send 20 pieces of ply? So then I was like, oh, and I really got attacked, not just that way. And I'm not saying those people were attacking me. They had logical, like, that's logic. Like, you're right. Like, how do we know 500 people isn't going to send 20 pieces of plywood, right? Okay. So I was like, oh, no. So that was all logical, but I did get attacked by others talking about, oh, you're just in it. You're just trying to get donations. You're trying to get money sent to you. You're probably going to take the washers and dryers and sell them. And it was bad. It was really bad. I got attacked really bad. But so a few people did reach out, but I didn't reach out to them, and I still wasn't asking for anything to be sent to me. So if they say that, they had better prove it because I did not. But the
me
ones that
address
did reach
this
out to me, it was
Let me address this
mainly
real quick. It says I wasn't able to comment on a previous live and unable to see one that was members only. I thought you'll have Joyce. That's a YouTube thing. I have no way to see who was a member at a certain time, and that it's an analytics on. But there's nothing that I can. You have to get a hold of YouTube maybe and see what they have to say, like your payments, and see. That's my best advice to you, and I appreciate you for being here. but there's no way I could tell, honey. I'm sorry. And
The
everyone,
comment after that popped up, somebody said, Joyce, I see you.
yeah, we see you, Joyce. So anyway, so we got that squared away. Please, guys, do your own research and listen. Elizabeth ain't grifting; she is gifted. You know, you'd have to say that. So we got about where you live, and thank you for saying that. Um, so do you want paid for your good deeds?
No,
Okay. Do you want any of the Whittaker money?
no,
Are you looking for a payday off the Whittaker content?
no,
Are you a creator?
no,
Do you have plans to create content for charity off the backs of the Whittaker family?
no. Which is exactly, let me clear that up. I said the other day, I have charitable thoughts in my head and something I want to work on, but I cannot do it until I am cleared from helping the Whitakers. Meaning, when I'm done and satisfied, and I know that the Whitakers are okay and safe and no one is trying to take advantage of them, then I can try and move on with what I want to do. I don't want the Whitakers tied up in the association of what I want to do because I have a passion to do something. I am very helpful and I have helped a lot of people.
But it has
And it,
nothing to do with the Whitakers, though.
no, I in general just want to help people. And I'm trying to figure out my own path and way to create what I need to help others get what they need.
So, without getting into your personal life, you've done things for children and stuff like that. Don't get please, we've talked about what could potentially, So, but you are someone that is that does charitable work. There are some people out here that that's what they do. They open their homes to people that don't have a home, and that's what they base their life around doing something like that. Maybe from the way that they were brought up or past issues, and this is the way that they feel that makes them whole,
A little
and they're
man
giving
stopped me at
back.
the stop sign. He was homeless. He's out there with his little sign. He's like stopping. He's like waving me down. And I was like, dang, I've never seen anybody like really wave me down for change. I normally always give people change. So I'm like digging in my cup holder to hand him a handful of change. I ain't got no problem in it. Maybe he's desperate, right? I mean, I always stop and give it to him anyways, but this little man the other day was kind of like waving me down. So I gave him the handful of change and he said, honey, you don't have your headlights on. And I thought in that moment I was blessed. I said, here
Yeah.
I was trying to help this little man, and he helped me back, and that was awesome. But normally I just stop and I get people change or jackets. My husband, one time there was a man, we were parked at a Go Mart on Harper Road in Beckley there, and we were just sitting there eating, and this guy was sitting over there with his little dog, and he was freezing. You could tell he was homeless, and he had bare feet. And I was like, baby, why is his feet bare like that? What is going on? So my husband walks into the truck stop and buys a pair of like thermal socks because they sell them at the truck stops for the truckers. They just do. I don't know why there's socks there, but there is. So he comes out with socks and gloves and gives it to the guy. And the guy tells my husband that he was like walking the dog or something, tripped and like fell in a puddle. I don't know. It was icy out. The dude was freezing. My husband gets in the back of the car and gets out his thermal, like you hunt in them. They're like bib overall things. You know what I'm talking about? I know you men know what I'm talking about. They're thick, Carharty like bib overall things. All right. Gave them to the man and took off his own damn shoes and gave them to the man. And we drove home. Like I'm not like this is just who I am. It's who I am. Y'all can love it, like
um
it, leave it. It's just who I am.
And to be honest with you, and this is on the Bible, I was on the phone with her last night. We were speaking about some other things that it has nothing, it has to do with another situation. Um, so it wasn't with the Whitaker stuff, but I'm on the phone with her, and someone comes to her house. Someone came to her house and said, "Hey, there is someone's." They thought that the man was sleeping at their post office. I've never been to her town. I don't know anything about it, but at the post office, she goes, "Well, you're gonna have to ride with me. I gotta go see what's going on." And I guess it's really cold there in West Virginia right now. And so you know what, she didn't hesitate. She got up, got a blanket. I think it was. Let me see if I have this right, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. She grabbed a pillow, a blanket, and I believe a coat.
Yep, I
Um,
had a squishmallow for a pillow.
yeah, she didn't have she had a smoosh pillow. That's what she had. She grabbed it, went in there, and she approached the guy and was like, listen, someone, and the person drove her there, that lady that came by. I don't know who, and I don't need to know who, but she got in the car, went to the post office, walked in, had a conversation, but not just offering the cover, the code, she goes, do you have resources? Do you know how to go to the charities and get food for yourself? What else do you need? I can give you, it wasn't just like, here you go, see you later. She's like, I will give you I heard the whole conversation. So for me, whenever someone says, well, are you been vetted? You vetted yourself by all of the information that you sent me starting back in September and only coming forward now. Okay, I asked for receipts. You gave them to me just because they're not showed up here. But as we went along in my previous videos with you, we have showed them. All right. I can never guarantee anybody without a shadow of a doubt because I'm not God. But from what I'm feeling and what I've seen is she's been trying to stay behind the scenes with the Whittakers and do what her pocketbook allows her to. And she's not asking for any money. She's saying, hey, I do what I can when I can, and that's it, and that's all. Okay, that's it, that's all. She's not asking for donations. She doesn't have a GoFundMe. She's not building a house. She's not buying vehicles. That's not her gig. She helps the small way so far that she can. She went and got dirty. She went and helped clean the yard and shit. So spare me with the bullshit.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
moving
I
on.
didn't clean inside. I didn't clean inside. I had two daughters that did help with the inside. I did not clean inside because they were sweeping and cleaning out all the old, and I have lupus. So anybody who understands lupus, like mold and pet dander and all that, I couldn't, but I did rake the yard and clean everything outside.
Okay,
But
so the next question is, can I ask you why you did not clean Ray's rear end? Why Eric filmed him? Why didn't you go there and make sure that he was camera ready and make sure that there was no feces or urine on his clothes? Why didn't you do that?
first of all, I wasn't the one filming, and I was not the one there. I didn't know what the inside of their home looked like, other than what Mark Latea had shown. And at that time, like I said, I'm not knocking on their door. I was very nervous to even introduce myself to these people. By the time I
Okay.
actually introduced myself, all of this was already done out and over.
Okay. And why didn't you clean the house? Why didn't you make sure the house was camera ready for
It's
Eric and
the,
Patrick?
it's the same thing. If I had known, maybe I could have offered more services, but I didn't. You want to find me a bad guy? There's your open door. I'm a bad guy right there.
Everybody's got to have a bad guy.
Hey,
Okay, why didn't you take your time out of your life since you've been dropping off boxes of food periodically through the years, once in a blue moon, whenever you come across your heart? Why didn't you then start teaching them everyday living skills?
so there's a thing in life, and every one of you should learn it. The more you know, the more you know. Period. You can't teach someone that doesn't know something. So if I didn't know, what am I going to teach them? I didn't know till I was taught myself. Until I understood what was going on in that house, I didn't know. It's like the blind leading the blind. You want me to go in and do these things that I didn't truly know about. Now
Okay.
I do.
Okay. Why don't you get them an attorney and take them to every one of their appointments?
I've looked at a couple of attorneys. I called the that legal aid over there in Beckley. And legal aid told me that it was like a claims and all of this. But there was a guy in your comments when I was talking about this once before that told me that should not be right. That should not be correct. So I talked to Betty tonight when I went down there and I said, Betty, I'm going to call legal aid again come Monday. So I'm going to call them and see what I can do.
Okay.
If I can get
And
legal
why
aid
don't
to take their case and talk to Eric's lawyer and Patrick's lawyer, then maybe they can get something accomplished. I don't know, but legal aid told me no last time I called.
Okay. So why don't you make Patrick give the Whittakers their money?
Well, so why don't some one of y'all go down there and make Patrick give him the money? Why's it got to be me? Who gave me that torch? I'm talking to the guy for the first time. I went there Yesterday and today, he invited me to come talk to him. And I'm trying to approach him in a manner that's different than he's ever been approached. Just like with the Whittakers, it took me a while to learn them and to get to know them and see how their family functions. He's a man. Not all men are the same. Not all people are the same. And I'm just trying to understand him before I go, where'd you get the money? What'd you do with the money? And where'd you put it? Why'd you do this? Nobody wants anybody grilling them like that. So I'm just trying. So y'all stay tuned. I might find some stuff out for you. I don't know. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell all you. Yes, I went there yesterday, and I went there today, and we had a few conversations about some stuff. Mainly, he showed me his house. I'm gonna tell y'all now, he does not have a copper tub. I'm actually kind of really disappointed in that because I thought that tub was beautiful. And by the way, he told me that he trolled the world, and I got trolled. Oh, there's the Christmas stuff I bought down there. Listen, Betty is so super cute about that tree. She doesn't have a tree up at all. See, here's my ADHD. Y'all, I'm on a whole nother subject. But anyways, I took her that little tiny tree. But I want y'all to know that I'm here for the Whittakers and to protect them. I did get Patrick to talk to me a little bit, and he is showing me like his house, and he was accused of having brand new washers and dryers and stuff and brand new stove. That's not how it is. It's not. He showed me. I've been all around his property. That was the first thing that he allowed me to look at. Okay, so y'all know. But I don't have any hard questions for you. I don't have them. But if I get them, I will give them to you. I promise.
So she
I will give
sent me
them.
the picture of his tub, but I don't know if I emailed it to myself or if I didn't.
That bad boy is a little pink, purple, lavender looking thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not. And
No.
I've shared it before. It's definitely not the tub that everyone thought that it was. So that is.
The
He does
tub,
not
the
have a
tub is kind of
brass or.
why Patrick reached out to me. Like he found it comical because I was in one of his posts. I was like, "Oh my God, the tub, blah blah blah," and I told a whole story about my friend who has a copper bathroom, and he giggled because apparently he realized that I really thought that was true, and I guess I should have been born blonde, but I did. I thought he had a copper tub.
So he does not have one. And this is
No,
what she got today when she went there. Um, so she got a little bit of Christmas stuff for them today when she went, and that was nice. Um, it's
Betty
kind of
doesn't
been a little.
have a tree, and that little tree right there, it's LED, y'all. It lights up all different colors and stuff. She put it right there in her living room on her stand.
So, well, I'm not going to talk about that because we didn't talk about that before. um, So, those are the questions. If Mama Bear wants to go ahead and that's all the questions that I had for you. And I'm going to make this really clear. They will not be asked on my channel again. Enough, I will not ask her these questions again. This is pretty much the second time that I've asked her questions. This is the first and last and third and fourth time. This is it, y'all. Replay. Okay, find it and do your own research. People don't hand me things. I do my own research. If they
Now,
do hand me things, I research it. What's that?
does the public want to know why I came out? Why I started talking?
Oh yeah.
What
Why did you?
I'm
Yeah,
scared
I
about?
think we yeah. Let's ask that because I did skip over that. I'm sorry, and I wasn't meaning to. Um, I don't know why. I think I crossed it out and then because I had written my things down. So go ahead and say why now? Why have you decided now is the time? Since September you have been there, but now you decided to go public or whatever people call it, going public, whatever. Why now?
Because we had people online. Here's the main reason. I got scared. Not for me. I got scared for their well-being, for Betty's and Larry's well-being. I got scared for the family. You've not been there. You don't know their house, and I'm not going to tell you their house situation when it comes to safety and security. But I got scared. because we have a man online talking about how much money and their checks and when their checks come and they should have money, talking about they signed with Eric, which by the way, Larry and Betty keep telling me no. So I don't know. I don't know where that came from and I don't know which is which. But I physically have been told they haven't signed anything yet. So whatever. Um that's not something that I can prove though. I can't prove whether a piece of paper's been signed or not. I guess we'll have to wait around and see. But
I
uh
don't know. I don't know.
I
So
yeah,
the chat is off and moderator turn on subscriber only mode for 5 minutes. So anyone is free to chat now if you have subscribed to the channel longer than 5 minutes. How's the commercials out there tonight, guys? Are you getting some good
none of them.
ones? You shouldn't have any because this right now is not it's not being a monetized video. It is not a monetized video. And I'm a person of my word. If I create any more Whittaker content, we'll do updates um, as Elizabeth brings it. I will not no longer being doing monetization on the Whittaker family videos. That's the only thing that I can do. I can get the information out. We can give updates, but I don't need to be paid for it. All right, because I truly enjoy getting the information out as long as it's correct information. That could subject to change at any time. If I need to do it a lot, then it will take away from other content that I may be interested in doing because I still have to pay StreamYard and stuff like that. So everyone knows, enjoy the stream from now on. No more AdSense, no more commercials through Whittaker content over here. That's the least I can do because I'm not rich. All right. That's it. That's all I had to say about that.
You're fine. So here's why. The fear of somebody coming down there and taking advantage of this family. So think about it. The storm already hit, you know? It came in and wiped them out. It separated the family, ripped them apart, created all kinds of whatever. Why do they need more of that? Why do they need someone else coming in who sees money, who sees an opportunity to take advantage of them? Why? They don't. And that's my biggest fear. Could you imagine somebody thinking they're getting a $50,000 check? The Whitakers probably don't have a bank account or whatever, and they're just going to drive down there, kicking their damn door, and take their money from two elderly people. I
That's
am
why, in
very
our
scared.
opinion, it was very unsafe for people to say that they're going to be getting a check between Friday and Monday. That was very unsafe. People need to think about, we're talking about people's lives here. We're talking about elderly people. We're talking about people that live way out in the country. They don't live right across the street from the ambulance or the police station. It takes a minute to get there, and that would be a damn shame if somebody, even family members, okay, come in. I'm not saying they would, not saying they wouldn't. I don't know. Someone drive and take what they have or hurt them. Okay, so that is terrifying to me. So you will never hear from me if they get paid. You might hear it from somebody else, but you might hear they've been taken care of. And when it happened, I have no idea. Okay, it all went to the attorney because I do not want to put them in harm's way. Thinking that because remember she had all that cash that was allegedly burned up, and but then that wasn't the case. So please consider who you're speaking of, and please be considerate of their information that you put out. That's just my opinion. Do your own research. Okay,
Yes.
so
So that's and then there's other people. I call myself keeping the wolves away. I go down and there's other people, and I asked Betty and Larry because they have the right to talk to who they want. But when they tell me about someone else calling or someone new, I'm like, and what do you think about that? How do you feel? What have they said to you? Did you think about that? Like, what are they trying to do? Because they've been taken advantage of so much, and I don't know if anybody's ever guided them in saying, How do you feel about that? Do you think this is safe? Have you thought about this and that? And that's what I'm trying to do because I am very terrified that they're going to be taken advantage of, and what's already bad and broken is going to become worse.
Yeah,
And that's it. Y'all want to know why I
that's
finally came forward? There it is.
she wants to protect them. She doesn't want anything. Whatever is coming to them is going to come to them, and it's going to whatever what they'll do with their money with what they will, and that's their business. How they choose to spend it, who gives it to them, that is their business. All right. Hopefully, You have to remember there's an active investigation going on. We do not know if both parties, Eric Carroll and Patrick Warwick, have been said, keep the money, but don't give it to them because this needs to go through the court a lot. We have no idea what is being said behind the scenes. All right. We don't know. Do they owe them? Absolutely, they owe them. Absolutely, they owe them. Hell yeah, they owe them. They owe them a lot of money.
Well, I
Okay.
was
And they
told
deserve
something
it.
tonight. I was told something by Betty and Larry. I'm not going to put out there what was said to me because I don't have any proof of it yet other than to believe Betty and Larry. And I double checked when they said it to me. I said, "Now, are you sure?"
Hey, tragic.
And they said it again. And I said, "Okay, okay." But if what they said is true, it could be the lead cause as to why Patrick has the money but cannot give that to him. But again, I'm just now kind of starting to try and talk to Patrick to try and find out. I can't talk to Eric. Eric is in Georgia. He's not around here. Patrick didn't want anything to do with me until here recently. And it all started over a quirky joke about a copper tub. But he did say that he feels like I'm an honest person. And he gave me the chance to come look. And we didn't have much business conversation. We didn't. But Betty and Larry told me something tonight that would make sense as to if Patrick has the money, why he cannot give that to him, if it's true. Later, if I find out, I will let you know. I will.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't really quite know how or why there was like allegedly a lot of money that BJ's boyfriend got, and then the trailer burnt down. Like that was a lot of money. And why that much cash they had on hand, honey, I have no idea. It was odd to me, but that's what the family was saying,
I
and
will
also
say
other
that
people.
the big ugly Henson's comment is quite close to what I was told tonight. That's the only hint y'all are getting.
So everybody, pay attention to what this says right here. Pay very, very close attention to that. Okay. All right. If anyone knows about investigations and stuff like that, that happens. So please be very, very close attention to that, chat. All right. So, but there's nothing. I can't confirm it.
I
I
can't
can't
either,
even.
other than what I was told.
So we just until me, I can't say it until I say I need some proof. Okay, I just can't. It's just not not gonna happen over here. I pulled the receipts on everything that I can to prove to you. I don't know what more you guys want from me. Not you guys, but people want, and I really don't care what people want from
And
me.
I'd like to
I'm
say
gonna do me.
I'm not out here um to YouTube hop or whatever y'all want, channel hop, but I don't know. I'm not a
Tail
creator.
hop.
Okay. Whatever this is, I don't not Lady K and me kind of developed this friendship kind of or whatever. Like
Hmm.
I got some things in my life that I want to talk about. I brought up Virginia and we're going to talk about her daughter
Yes.
and how we rescued that kid. We're going to do this. Okay. So there's more to I shared a little bit about my cousin that passed away and things like that with y'all. So there's more to my life. I've had a life. I told Lady K a lot of it today when she said we were talking about other things. It's
Yeah. I
because
mean, we're here's the
I did a
thing.
personal interview of it in deep depth conversation from like birth up.
Right. Yeah, and I appreciate her telling me about herself and be willing to share her story. And it takes someone brave. Now, this is after Whittaker stuff is settled, and whenever she's ready, we're not doing Whittaker content. All right, she's still going to be welcome here, and we're going to do with Olivia's story. We are absolutely doing that, and other things because we have a lot of interests that are the same. And sometimes people are put into your path for reasons, and that's just the way it goes. I can't help it. You know what I mean? It
Yes.
just is what it
Yeah.
is. Um, and that's what it is. So we have a lot in common. Our interests are the same, and I love true crime. So, it is what it is. So, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to answer them, ask them so she can answer them that pertains to what we just talked about.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I heard some people asking me about Jessica and my relationship or friendship to Jessica. And they tried to disqualify me or whatever because of my friendship with Jessica. Let me clear that up. I'll volunteer this information. Me and Jess met because of the post where I asked for 20 plywood for the Whitakers to fix their floors and walls because they needed it. Okay, because wintertime was coming up and it was going to be cold. Anyways, that's how we met because she thought that post was really good. And then she tried to reshare it in the Patrick fan group. And she added me to the Patrick fan group so that I could help people in there understand because I had actually been in the Whitakers. And she was trying to help people who wanted to help the Whitakers. And then some stuff got blown way out of proportion with people calling, the confusion of 5 washers and dryers and all that. And I was like, I don't want nothing to do with this. And I like deleted my post and backed out. She took my stuff down. And then she kind of got a little upset at me. And me and her, actually, how we like really met was we started arguing and fighting. It's exactly about a lot of things. Cause I was like, you know, I'm not big fans of Patrick. Like, I don't think that he's like ever started out to be like this or that. Like, I don't think that he wants to hurt the Whitakers and stuff. It's just I don't know the truth yet, and I'm a very factual person. And until then, like this is just how I feel. Like, it's not a I like him or I dislike him thing, you know. And we got into it, and I started to know like who she was, and she's very useful, especially when I'm trying to protect the Whitakers and so and so's new one. That I'm like, Jess, who is that? Find them for me. Like, find them, find
Yes,
out whatever
Lori.
information, search them up. I need her because I'm trying to protect the Whitakers. And we just build a friendship from there. You know, some of y'all might not like her, and that's fine. But I'm not going to help anybody hate somebody based on what she's done to y'all. That's a you and her thing. That's not a me and her thing. Our relationship is different. And that's all I'm going to touch on that.
Um, I love you, Lady K, and I hope your journey that you're going on is safe. I appreciate that, Lori. Um, I am getting ready to take a trip, so I hope that is safe. Too. And I appreciate everyone that gives me their opinions, and because a lot of people have had concerns,
Sarah,
right?
you ain't lying.
A lot of people have had concerns uh, about this situation with me, and that's okay. Um, I am doing what I feel is right, and I no one's making me do this. No one's bullying me to do anything. So, but I do appreciate 100% you guys having concern for me. I really do. Um, that's all. Who is Keisha that the Justin guy keeps talking about? Sorry, I'm just curious.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Keisha for a minute. I actually talked to her on the phone tonight, and there is a Keisha. There is a Keisha, y'all. I did not know that the ladies from South Carolina. I did not know that the lady's name was Keisha. I just knew from the ladies from South Carolina, and one had some beautiful tattoos on her arm and stuff like that, and they were always sweet. And I never actually knew their name, but when Justin had said Keisha, I was like, that cannot be right because these two ladies are white. I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, I've never met a white Keisha, but her name's Keisha. All right, so that is her name. And is that BJ's husband or boyfriend? Here goes my ADHD. I don't know
Yeah,
whether she's
I should
married
have put
to
it
him
up
or
there.
not.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't know whether
I'm
she's
like,
married to him
shit.
or not. All right, back to Keisha.
Yeah.
But Keisha, I talked to her on the phone tonight, and she wanted me to tell y'all a couple things. Okay, I guess her and Justin are into it. I guess he called her. I don't know because I'm not her or Justin, and I never said anything bad about Justin. I just want to bring Justin to the light and be like, hey, what do we all think about him? Because he makes me nervous, and I want to see some proof of some things. So I am sorry to you, Justin, too, if you think for some reason I tried to attack you. I just want honesty because I am trying to protect the Whittakers. And I hope if you could appreciate the fact that I am trying to protect them. All right, but Keisha is from South Carolina, her and her friend. Keisha told me to tell everybody she is not lesbian, and not that she cares about being lesbian or not. She's just not one. She's actually married to a man and has some kids and stuff. And the other girl that was with her is friends. She also said that she didn't just come in and snatch up Betty and run off with her to South Carolina. That she was up here, she was doing what she does because she comes like I did. They also have not been on Facebook or anything, and they have been kind of coming around like I was um, doing things. That's how I ran into them. I'm not real great with names right away, especially people that, I don't see all the time. So,
So
she
does
said
Bet?
that
Oh, go ahead. I'm
Kenny
sorry.
and Betty was in the car. They were driving. They went to the store and all that. She was talking about doing this and doing that. And Betty was like, I want to go to South Carolina. And she looked at Betty and said, you want to go to South Carolina? And Betty was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, well, when I come in, um, if you still want to go, when I come back, if you still want to go, I'll take you. And that is exactly what she did. When she came in, Betty had her bags packed and Betty went. And Larry had even told me, he said, I told Betty to go have a good time. And she did. And I guess they're trying to say that she was on a beach, on a dock, and she had never been on a beach and on a dock. And Keisha said they're like 3 hours away from the beach. They did not go to a beach on a dock, but Betty did go to a dock, but it was like at a pond. So I don't know what that means because I didn't hear any of that interview or anything that was said about that. This is just what Keisha told me to say. So to let y'all know, I don't know because I guess she doesn't know Lady K and she hasn't been up here. I really don't know.
No,
It's just
no,
what
I
was
don't
said
reach out to.
on the phone tonight. So it's secondhand delivery. And Keisha girl, if you're watching, I hope I did a good job. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't reach out to people again. Like I do not reach out to people and ask them to come up on the panel. Normally, people reach out to me, and that's the way I like it. All right, because I
Melissa,
don't,
good
you know.
question.
So people want to know, first of all, how I'm not sure how far you are in the chat and where I'm at. So, how does Betty really feel like she might get the family back? They pray so.
So I
Where's
talked to
Melissa's
Betty tonight.
question?
Very sad, very sad. I talked to Betty tonight and um, I said, Betty, honey, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do? Like, where do you want to go? Do you want to stay here? Do you want to put a couple mini homes? Because me and Gloria have looked into like those sheds and turning them into mini homes and stuff. Like, so we've looked at some things. I'm not rich. So, if I found something, I'd have to find help with it. But regardless, we're exploring possibilities, right? So in that process, I was kind of talking to Betty, "Hey, would you be comfortable with like a mini home? Like you and Larry put two of them over there, kind of cat a corner, your porches face each other, but you live in your own place, just kind of trying to feel out what does Betty want." Her words to me was, if there was enough rooms in it for the kids to come home, like, yeah, it's got to have enough rooms in it for the kids to come home. And I just looked at her, and in my sad little heart, it sank because, we all know the grave truth to this that it just might not happen, right? We pray that it does. I hope that one day it does. But, so I said, okay, and I said, well, what if they don't? Like, what if you only get visitation? Like, would you still want to stay here? Because Betty had told me once before she did not want to stay if they weren't coming home. And she was like, if I get visitation or they come home, I'm staying. I'll stay. She said, but if not, I want to go. I want to go probably back down to South Carolina. So just letting you know, Keisha, you worked on Betty's heart. She love you. Um, but and so then, knowing that Larry told me the day before, like a couple days ago, that Betty was his sister and he's connected to her and he just wanted to stay around Betty. I said, Larry, I said, if Betty leaves, I said, if this doesn't work out and Betty leaves, like, what's your plans? Like, what are you going to do? And he said, I'm going to leave too. He said, I'm going to go somewhere. He said, I'm not going to be around here. So that right there tells you one thing, if y'all can't read between the lines about where his loyalty stands and who he really don't care about around that place. And I'm not going to say it on here, but you guys can figure that out for yourself. Larry and Betty both want the HELL up out of there if they cannot get the family back.
They can't get the kids back. They can't get the
Mhm.
kids back. They're busting. I got to say this for my people over there on the other side of YouTube. You know who you are. At all cost. There you go, evil ghost. Okay, that's just an insider. If you know, you know. All right, gotta have a little fun with this, I'm glad Betty went, and I'm glad that she had a good time with Gloria, and I'm glad that they say, hey, if we don't get the children back, if we don't get the children, the kids, they're not children, they're kids. And that's where people say, well, why do they call them the kids, the children? No, Betty calls them kids because she raised them as her kids. I always talk about my kids, hey, kids, and they're freaking in their 30s, for the love of God. Okay, I don't call them children, I call them kids. I call my grown ass kids because they're my kids, and I think that's how Betty looks at them, as her kids. So we were like, we shouldn't call them kids or call them the trio, whatever the hell. Betty calls them the kids because those are her kids. She helped raise them.
And
All
I
right.
told you tonight when I talked about that, I said, I think Betty has like a maternal connection, where she never got to have her own kids or never anything. I think that's why she refers to them as kids, because maternally, that mothering instinct for her, mm,
Yeah, I think so too. I think that she really looks at them as the kids. The evil ghost, we gotta do it. I know that Betty misses her family, but I hope she can at least have a bit of freedom to do for herself once. Me too, Sarah. I hope Betty finally finds some peace and some joy consistently through her life. All right. And they are her kids. She raised them. I agree. That's why I say the kids, because Betty refers to them as the kids. And it's no disrespect. It's not because of anybody's mental disabilities. It's not the lack of what they can and can't do for themselves. That's what Betty calls them. That's what if you talk to her, say the trio, she'll be like, who? If you say the kids, she'll know who you're talking about.
I got here late. Are you to give Frog an interview? Who is Frog?
I have no idea who Frog is. Where's that at? I don't see it.
It's in the comments somewhere.
You're seeing him in real time, and I'm going through them so I can glaze over them.
Oh,
So I can try to find them, but I don't know if they can maybe ask that question again. I don't know who Frog is.
I know that's right, Kim. Kim Ruff. That sounds familiar. Are you from West Virginia? Kim Ruff. It does sound familiar.
Anybody I'm taking care of is my kids, including my 40-year-old neighbors. Why can't they visit? I don't know. Maybe she has that, but I haven't heard.
So there's stuff in progress for that, but I'm not going to give any dates because I'm not like that. All right. I will update when I know more and things is safe. But for right now, let's just know that Betty has not given up. Okay, there's that.
Yeah, and I think she will keep hoping, and she should. If there's any, if she can maybe have it even for a visit, you know what I'm saying? Brandon's
Hey,
kids were.
can I? Brandon's kids were taken by CPS, and I know they were referring to them as the kids. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you when I'm there and she talks about the kids. So I don't know. Elizabeth, what is your what thoughts about the 3 coming home? You wanna know what my personal thoughts are? Okay, well, you can't tear me up when I give you my personal thoughts, because everybody that has personal thoughts on the 3 coming home or leaving or staying gone or staying in the center all get torn up. So I will give them to you. and it's going to be my honest opinion. Um, Betty is 70 some years old. So is Larry. And I think that she has devoted her life to doing the best that she could with what she had. And knowing what I know being down there and knowing how, let's just say, knowing this situation, the dynamic. See, I watch what I say because I'm not trying to cause more harm or create problems. I could tell you stuff. I could. But in doing that, to me would be like a breach of family privacy, right? So, anyways, let's just say knowing the situation and the dynamics of family and extended family and what has occurred and hasn't occurred based on help and not help. There you go. That's how I'll word that. Knowing that Betty has given up most of her life and done what she did with what she had and how she had, I think Betty should live her life. I really do. But Betty is, it's like CPS coming in and snatching your children up from you, right? Like, she calls them her kids. And again, like I said to Lady K, that's like a maternal thing. I feel like Betty is super attached to them, like a hen nesting on eggs. Like,
Right?
she just loves them, you know? She just does. And what her love is compared to ours, just because she might have gotten lazy in her old age, or she was depressed, or it was just too much, or nobody would come in and help her, doesn't mean that she didn't love them. Okay, just because if they were dirty or something like that, and I'm not gonna say they were or weren't. All I'm saying is it doesn't mean that she didn't love them. So Betty loves them. You can't convince me otherwise.
I gotta go back up here. So someone says, "Hi Elizabeth, do you know Corey and Margaret?" I don't want to say any more on here.
Margaret.
Corey and Margaret.
Um, I know a Corey. Hold on. I know a Corey. Um,
Maybe it's the same Corey or not. I don't know.
it could be. I'm gonna look real quick because the Corey I know. I don't think so. The Corey I know is with a Brittany. I just looked on Facebook.
So you're looking
She's with a
to
Brittany.
see if you know. She's so
Yeah.
anal, you guys. Like for real. She's like, I don't know. Let me go look right now. Hang on, just 1 minute. Let me look it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not sure. I'm not sure I
That's
know that. I'm
why
not sure I
it's
know that Corey.
that's why we get along so well. I'm like, let's go find it. What'd you find? You got it? Can I see a picture? You got a picture? Let me see it. Where'd you get that information? Let's follow the link. All right, and down the rabbit hole we go. um Yes, that's up to her. I would never tell someone where to go, but I will choose what I do with my own self. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no, I'm good. I've been told, and that's all I got to say. We're not talking about any of that. Like I said, we said what we had to say, and that's it. But if she goes and wants to talk with someone, that's her business. Okay, I'm not her mama. Okay.
Yeah. So that I was getting into that earlier. I came here to Lady K because I feel safe. I feel heard. I feel understood, and she really helps work with my ADHD because I have extreme ADHD. Also, I went on ADs. I did, but I was in the comments just chit chatting, trying to answer some questions because I saw y'all had some questions down there. So I tried to answer them, and then a few of his people was like, will she come up? Will she come up? Will she come up? And then he asked politely, he was like, Elizabeth, I'll drop you a link. Will you come up? So I did. I did go up because, in that moment when AD was doing that, I didn't feel like he had any bad intent, wasn't trying to like be mean, So I did. But other than that, like, I'm here. I'm here just because Like I said, she makes me feel comfortable. I like it here.
And everyone's been kind to her, and
Isn't that good?
also, and listen to what you know. You have to listen to someone. You have to at least try to listen. I did try to listen to other people, but whenever I can't dot the I can't dot connect the dots, then I have trouble. Okay, have my own. I have to connect the dots. I have to see the proof, and I have to connect the dots. And then once they're not starting to connect for me, and that's anyone like Eric freaking Carroll. Some of the of Eric's stuff doesn't connect the dots for me. Some of Mr. Patrick's stuff doesn't connect the dots for me. But I'm open to conversation. But they're not. Eric, I can't really have much to say about Eric Carroll right now because he doesn't get on a platform and say things that then I go look at it and that's simply not true. All right, I can only work with the information given, and if I find that isn't any truth to it, then what am I to do with it? I'm not going to get up here and tell you guys bullshit. That's easy to do, but to sit and form friendships and relationships, get the stuff together and present it from people is been a little difficult, and it's very time consuming. And I want Lori to know I'm still very highly interested in the Summer Wells case. There are players in the Summer Wells case now, as you guys know. That'll dwindle out or it'll do what it does because I don't want to be involved in that. Okay, I want to do true content, not sloppy work. All right, and that is a very detailed case with a lot of years of stuff, so it's going to take some time. I'm very interested in it, absolutely, but I want to make sure that I do it due diligence. That's all. Yes, he needs many prayers for his health. Yes, and if you guys happen to see AD's live, if you happen to pray, please put him down for tonight in prayers, okay? He's going through some health struggles, and he almost had me in tears. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was almost like, damn, dude. No matter if you like him or not, you can still pray for someone's health. All right. I would like a friend like Elizabeth to handle my final wishes. Just being honest. She said, you ready go handle Kim's damn final wishes, baby. That's a very, very kind gesture. I told him not knowing is the worst. I know I was so sad. Not my monkey, her
Yes,
and
I
Larry.
really feel for AD right now and all that. Like, I didn't hear his interview or anything that he said. I heard it through other people
Good
talking
for you,
about it.
Kim.
I once
Yeah.
was told that my hormones was off or something, and there's like this little tumor thing you can get in your brain on this, like on your pituitary gland, and I like lost my crap thinking about it for like weeks while we waited for all these tests to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just a freak moment when for some reason that one particular hormone was just not right. But normally when it's not right, it's an indicator that you have this tumor thing on that gland.
Right.
So, and then they told me how they do the surgery. Like they go up through your nose to where your pituitary gland is and remove it and all that. But like all of that was like horrible waiting for that 3 weeks or whatever that it was, just with that laying on your mind. So I really feel for him, and I hope that everything that he finds out comes swiftly and safely, and it's positive news.
Right. So I think Susan's the one that had the live with Sunny, and they were, said things that may or may not have been 100% true about Jessica. So I want to make this public announcement. Whatever type of situation you may have with someone else, do not take it. And you haven't. I'm not saying you have. I just want to put it all points bulletin out here on the board for you. Where no one should ever feel uncomfortable in my chat. So block each other if you do not get along. If there's someone in my chat that you just cannot stand, please block them. Then you won't even see their comments. And then you can still come over and have a good time and laugh and giggle and thrust your pelvises and everything, okay? So I'm saying that as respectfully as I can. And Sarah's right. Elizabeth, I hope you're taking, let me tell you what this week's been wearing. It's been tiring. I'm going to tell you. I hope you're taking
Mm-hmm.
plenty of time for yourself too. It's easy for us, yes, to shut down being overwhelmed. And that's the truth. That's why If you know Elizabeth a little bit, I know her a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. That's why I slow it down. And I told her, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're slowing it down, slower pace. Let's turn off everything, just so her mind doesn't get overwhelmed. Okay, because it can be. This is overwhelming. There's a lot of facets to this situation, and only thing she's been doing now, but now she's like, no one else is gonna come in here and start videoing. A YouTuber's not coming to the property anymore. That's what she's saying no to. She's not asking for money. She's not asking for anything and help where she can. That's it. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, and I just don't want people putting stuff out there on the internet that can cause harm. You know,
What? I don't remember her mentioning Jessica. Oh, well, then you might want to go back and rewatch that.
Mm.
I went, though, finding a mass in my breast, had myself mentally dying. That happens a lot of us, to us women, Susan, to be honest with you.
mhm.
We have to wait for the test results. And that's scary. That's
So
really
I was
freaking
just,
scary.
I have lupus, and I've had that for a long time, and I have a clotting disorder and a vitamin deficiency. I just recently, the doctor diagnosed me with POTS because I've been having some like erratic heart things and some dizziness, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was actually really scared. Actually, I kind of thought that I had cancer. I was like, I had already like mentally diagnosed myself, right? Because it was pretty
Right.
bad, pretty scary. I couldn't tell what was wrong with me, and I was like, this has got to be something serious. Like, what is going on? So, but
Okay,
I'm
so
on new medicine, and I'm taking care of myself. So, that's
take
it's going
time.
okay.
Take time for yourself. So this ready, that's how she got here through Jessica. Who got here? Let me make it very clear. Jessica contacted me. Okay? And I took her phone call. Not her phone call, but she ended up messaging me. And I said, "Well, let's talk." Okay? I don't shut people down. Let me tell you guys something. I have a whole bunch of trolls that I know. If you've been trolled by Jessica, that's not my problem. All right. I had a conversation with Jessica, and if people think that she's trolling me at this point, I have not been trolled. Any kind of messages that we have went to each other through each other is strictly um uh basic stuff. All right. If I'm being recorded, that's fine. What I say to them is what I would say on my platform. Maybe a little bit unfiltered with a lot of cussing, but that's okay. All right, because I clean it up for listening ears. All right. Um, she got me and Elizabeth in touch with each other, and we all three of us now we communicate. All right, we toss ideas around how we can help the Whittakers behind the scenes with no one knowing. All right, that's all we do, or we just say, "Hey, how are you doing today? It's been a lot, huh?" That's it. That's all. I appreciate. I can't tell you guys enough. I appreciate you guys looking out for me because of the history that you guys have had with certain people. All right, I understand where you're coming from. I do. I don't mean to come off like an asshole here, but I'm gonna tell you at this point, everything is going just for Whittaker content and getting it up here for the content to be honest. That's it. Okay. All right. My friends and my phone and my computer are freaking nervous as hell, as you can say. Very much agree. It's scary. Okay. Okay, so it was the longest wait. Yes. So, anyways, that's how she got over here, Red. If you and Jessica do not like each other, Red, you know the stuff over here on YouTube. Block her. Block her. It's that simple. I mean, this isn't kindergarten, people. We're like adults. Like most of us freaking in our 50s, okay? Block each other so you can enjoy the chat. Okay, very much agree.
So
It's
I'm gonna tell
scary.
y'all one of the most smartest things that I had ever learned. And I am not a perfect person. I went through the rundown of my life. I went through a lot of trauma. It created a lot of issues in my life. I went through trials and tribulations, and my testimony will come out one day. And when it does, I hope it touches people and moves people and helps people heal, because I am a 40-year-old woman that didn't start healing myself until the last few years. I held a lot of anger, guilt, hate, grudges because of what happened and what I allowed to happen, what I couldn't help from happening. Some things when you're young, you just can't stop it, right? Okay, so I saw somebody in here say Elizabeth Street and Wise and old school. I had no other choices in life. I didn't. I had no other choices. There's no one here patting me on my back. I don't have a silver spoon. There's no atta girl. There's none of that. Okay. It's me. It's me, my kids, and it's been me against the world for a very long time, just to let y'all know. My
Yeah.
soft heart comes because I want people to be treated like I should have been treated, and I never was. Am I mean? Oh my God. I am my own worst enemy. I will not sit here and lie to y'all about my temper. I can't stand to be disrespected. I can't stand ignorance, especially common sense wise on things that people should just common courtesy or something like that. I just don't understand mean. I don't like mean. So it is a trigger for me. And I have to, it's a constant battle for me to tell myself to shut my mouth, especially in public. Shut up. Shut your mouth, Elizabeth. Don't respond. Don't respond. It's the worst thing you could do. Don't respond because it's only going to make it worse for you. But sometimes I can't help myself. I'm still battling with that. I'm still trying to fix that. But will I give you the last cookie that I have? Yes. Will I take off my own damn clothes to give it to you? Yes.
Well,
Would I
let
walk
me
through
tell you
fire to
this.
save another person? Yes.
So far, what I've seen out of you and all the receipts that you've given me through the time that you did, that you are who you are. And I believe that because of just the phone call last night. I was like, damn, some chick came knocking on your damn door. It was late, girl. It was
Oh, yeah.
late at night. Okay. They're like, damn it. Okay, here I come. What are they doing out there? She wasn't mad that someone came. She's like, damn it, what do you mean he's out in the cold? And the damn post office, blah, blah, blah. Well, there was a story. I'm not going to tell that man's story because it's not. I heard the man talking to her on the phone as she's in the post office. I heard it all. And then I always said something like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be quiet. So, I heard it all. Okay. So, so thus far through our journey, subject to change. Okay. Subject to change on both of our ends. We're not perfect humans. Okay. So, Kim Glass says, you're nosy. We are the old nosy crew over here. What are you talking about? We're nosy as shit. So you're at the right place. But let me tell you what she won't do for you. Okay? She will not overnight you a beautiful looking donut that she showed me a picture of. Okay? That's what she won't do. I mean, she showed me a
No.
picture. So the cookie thing, liar.
I went to Crumble, baby. I went to Crumble and I ate
She
that
went
bad
to
boy.
she went to Crumble and sent me. She's like, look at this. I'm like, you're at Crumble. And I knew right where she was. I'm like, you're at Crumble. And don't ever send me a picture like that again, please. Thank you. I'm going to come to your house and eat all your crumbles. No, I'm just playing. But
So I saw a couple people in here that have pots and stuff. All right. So y'all know about the spoons, right? In your energy. And I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I'm always like doing for everybody. I have a bunch of kids. I have a huge family. There's a really complicated family dynamic, but let's just say I'm the oldest sibling and my uncle raised me. I call him dad. I'll tell you that much because I'm not going to go into the whole thing. But he's like 70 something and his wife has passed away. So all these kids, like brothers and sisters or whatever, and I'm pretty much like the matriarch now. Like they call me in the middle of the night because I have 20-year-old brothers who do dumb crap and get themselves arrested and whatever else. So like it's always sis this, sis that, sis this, sis that. So I do it. So I run on spoons because I have the lupus and the pots, and sometimes my energy is just not there, and I still get up and go. So I didn't want to put a tree up this year, y'all. I decorated the house for Christmas, but I just was not tree. Oh my God, the thought of putting it up and taking it down it drains my spoons thinking about it. So I go to Crumble and then I go to Hobby Lobby and I'm just telling y'all this. This has nothing to do with nothing. This is just a story I'm sharing with y'all. They had the greatest sale of 50% off all their Christmas stuff. And I see these 3 big boxes of these red and green and gold bulbs. And my kids kept talking about they wanted a traditional Christmas tree with traditional colors. We don't want to pull all the stuff out of the closet. And I was like, that means I have to buy all new stuff. And that also then drained my spoons because I was like, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. How about we just not do a tree? I begged to put like a twig over in the corner with a bow on it, but they just wouldn't listen. So then I buy the 3 boxes because it's half off. And I got all 3 boxes and 2 mini boxes of like the little mini bulbs for less than $20 at Hobby Lobby. So if y'all don't know that they're having a big Christmas sale, ladies, rush yourself to Hobby Lobby, okay? But The crumble's next to the Hobby Lobby, so we got the crumble. So that's how she ended up knowing about the crumble and knowing about the Christmas tree. And I sent pictures to her and all that. Like we chat about all kinds of stuff. Okay. But so I didn't have a tree either. So we're driving home with these things and my kids in the car, and they're like, "You should go to Goodwill and look for a tree." And I'm like, "I don't want to go anywhere." So, well, you should go to Goodwill and look for a tree. I was like, "Your dad's supposed to buy me a tree." Well, and he works out of town. He hadn't been here yet. These kids were desperate to put a tree up right then and there because I normally do it the day after Thanksgiving. So I pull over to this Goodwill. These kids go in there with their own money and come out with a tree that I had to stuff in the back of my Kia
Yeah.
Sorento. It was huge in a big old box. So we're driving down the road and they're giggling and laughing, so excited about this tree. And they're like, "We got a tree. We got like ornaments. We're going to decorate the tree." And they're all singing happy, happy. And I'm happy for them. And then as we're driving, I go, "Oh my God, did you guys look at the size on that tree?" And I was like, "That thing, I couldn't even get it in my car." I was like, "You guys know I only have 8-foot ceilings, right?" I started worrying that they bought like a 10-foot tree with like, but anyways, it was 7.5. So there's no topper on this tree. It's just a bow at the top because there's no room for it. But the tree is beautiful and it is done.
Someone was asking about if anyone's heard from Justin. I haven't went and heard anything from Justin. Here's what I hope for Justin. I hope that he finds what he's looking for in life. And if he is suffering with a sickness or an illness, I hope that he recovers quick, fast, in a hurry and gets back on his feet. That's all I have to say. If he ever does take an RV or a camper to the Whittakers, good for you. I hope that you do. I hope that that works out exactly the way he plans it. Wish no harm on the guy. Some of the things that he said about his family um, very alarming to me. But for me, don't really have much to say about Mr. Morris. I just don't, Um, at this time, we've looked
Yeah, I
into
never
him.
came on here and down the man. I never talked bad about him, and I won't. I'm not going to talk bad about Patrick. I'm not going to talk bad about anybody, okay? And if I do end up talking bad about them, I can promise you they deserve what's coming. I have my reason for it. And normally, once I get set on that's how I feel, that's it, because I've done thought about it a few different ways, and I'm probably not going to change my mind at that moment. Um,
Right.
but I've not talked bad. What I said when I talked about Justin was, I don't believe him. And then I did what I did or whatever in that part, but I never said, and I even protected certain private information of his because I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to dox you. I'm not going to go out there and attack you. I don't want people calling him. I don't want people messaging him. I don't want people being mean to him. And if he has anything wrong with him health wise, I pray the best for him. I do. I pray the best for
I
him.
do.
All I ever wanted was proven wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove my instincts and my gut feeling about this is wrong. I'm up to that. Anybody can
Yeah.
prove me
And
wrong.
me too. That's what I kept saying, but I did look into him and I did have a few choice words for him because he was putting out information that probably shouldn't have been shared on the internet. And that's a him issue, not a me issue. We do have a right to get voice our opinions over here. I'm not required to be always politically correct. I can voice my opinion, and sometimes I have strong one. I try to do it as respectfully as I can. And that's it. And sometimes sometimes I do lose my cool a little bit and be like, wow, I need to get this off my chest, but you guys know it because I let you know. And if you don't want to tune into that type of stream, that's fine. I understand. Come back to the next one and it might be different in what you're looking for. But I truly hope that anyone that is suffering, that's been involved in this Whittaker drama, this Whittaker stuff, they get what they need, okay, quickly. And he needs to, in my opinion, needs to maybe reach out to his daughter and whatever. But I don't know. I don't need to know none of that. Okay, like it's not my problem. Um, yes, and I thought the same about Mr. Watson too. It is what it is. But I think that as people, we grow from each experience that we get ourselves into. If it's a good experience, we learn from it. If it's a bad experience, we learn from it, and we know what to do better next time. Each experience, I've learned something on YouTube. Okay, and I try to make myself I'm a better person by not conducting myself like I have in the past. That's it. But I'm not perfect. Please expect me to fail. Funny, I never had that feeling about Elizabeth, but I damn sure did Justin. People that can have their own opinion, right? Um, about whoever. But do
Oh, I
your
know there's people in
research.
this world that don't like me.
She doesn't have one now. She should. That she's thinking about in the future, like way long ago, like no time recent near, right? Not anytime soon. Like
If
not.
I do create one, it'll probably be after the first of the year. But here's some things I need to learn. I'm going to be honest with you about this. Here's some things I need to learn. I need to learn. I don't know in the state of West Virginia how to start a um boy. First, I don't know how to start a sentence right now. ADHD, brain fart, boop. Uh, what is it? When you help other people, but you don't
I
take
think it's a non for profit or something.
nonprofit. There you go. A nonprofit organization. Okay. I need to learn how to start that. A nonprofit organization. I need to go in. I need to make it very clear on what it is I'm trying to do. Now, when I say nonprofit organization, I plan. I'm a single, not a single mom. I'm married, but he's always gone. So whatever. You get what I mean. I'm a stay-at-home mom with a lot of kids, right? So I need to be able to help myself fund what it is that I'm going to be doing. And I want to help people with things like shoes, housing, food. Like when I see all these homeless people on the street and I stop and help them, that comes out of my pocket and it gets very expensive. And it's okay. I'm fine with doing it. But if other people would like to help, I want to do this the right way, the correct way so that people can help if they want to help. I would also like to be able to prove what it is I am doing but in a dignified way. Like, I don't want to go out here and shove a freaking camera in homeless people's face and be like, look, I'm feeding them a hot meal. You know, I don't want to do it that way. But at the same time, a lot of people require truth, right? Transparency. They want to know that I'm helping. So there's a lot that I have to learn. This is all thoughts that I have, but this is not something that I'm like, oh, this is going to be tomorrow or the next day, right? Like, first of all, I want to wait till after the first of the year. And then I got to find out where I go, how I apply, what it means. Is a nonprofit exactly what I'm thinking about? Because if I get a building, right, like I have to pay the bills. Does that come out of the nonprofit? Does that come out of my pocket? I don't know these things. This is all stuff that
Right.
I'm looking into. This is all stuff that I'm looking into. So, yes, when you hear me talk about it, it's what I want to do, but I don't exactly know all the steps. And I've been talking to a few people trying to get help with that.
I
And so
know
I
they're
do it
gonna
right.
block each other. Okay, listen, you two that are just going at like two hens in a damn chicken coop, block each other. All right, well, we will start timing you out. If you're gonna keep going back at each other, please stop it. For the love of God.
I don't even know how to answer that. If it's true intrusive, what's your thoughts about what's her name's page? Again, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't know what you're talking about. I think Ernie
Oh, I
just
didn't even
wants.
see that. Oh, that said, if it's too intrusive, don't answer. What they're wanting to know if you're going to go up on Toddy One Skip's panel is what they're wanting to know.
On
What are your thoughts
Toddy's.
of going on What's Her Name's panel? Because you remember, I guess you were called to the front of the class over there. I guess I don't know.
Okay. Do y'all want the truth? I'll tell you the truth. And
Hey, hang on, because I think I know your truth. Easy, okay, easy. Um, for
well,
I was going to tell you easy,
she
and then I will
she
tell you.
came in yelling one time. I was excited to see her. Me, Jess was up on Lady K's panel. We were talking about some things. I was excited to see her come in because I was excited for her thoughts and her opinion. Um, I really liked what I had seen from Toddy before in a few interviews, and I was actually excited. When she came in, she was distressed. She was a little angry at Jess, and I was unsure of what was going on, but right then and there, um, I've been through a lot of abuse in my life, so sometimes when you yell at me or something like that, I will just run away or shut
Yeah.
down, or it's like fight or flight. Because like, if you're not here in my face for me to, like, just punch you in the face, because I will. Like I told you, I'm violent. I told you I'm violent. I know this part of me, and I've worked on it for many, many years, okay? And I've gotten way better, and I'm, like, 9 years without punching a person in the face, okay? So, that's good. It's like, going through, like, NA for, punch people in the face, okay? So, um, and I think I'm like 12 days today without a cigarette. Boop boop. So it makes it even harder. But
Well, good for you.
so
12,
not that
12
and not
days.
that I would punch Toddy in the face. That's not what I'm saying. Don't twist my words. But when she came up distraught with Jess, and I went from excitement to kind of like, oh wow, whoa. And that's where I sit right now with it. Not that with time maybe she couldn't change my mind or something like that, but currently at the moment, I heard her questions. Those questions were asked to me over here. I answered them. Um, just currently, right now, no. And she definitely wasn't intending the aggression towards me. I know that when she came up, it was a thing between her and Jess, but it's just a trauma thing with me. So I hope everybody can understand that.
And I told her if she wanted, if that's where, if wherever she's a grown woman, all right, for me, she can go wherever her heart's desire.
How
I'm
was I
not
able
going.
to set food on the porch without anyone seeing it? They're usually always on the porch. Are they? I went down tonight, they weren't on the porch. I went the other night, they weren't on the porch. And I went the other night, they weren't on the porch. And not all seasons are summer, okay? And I have a busy life, and I'm a certified nursing assistant who works many, many hours, and they're 45 minutes away. So if I got off work at 5, came home, got all my kids together, got them down, got them in bed, got them fed, and all of that, and then decided to take myself out there and drop something off, do you think they'd be sitting on the porch? No, I'm not trying to be rude, but let's not do this with me because I wouldn't come on here and lie.
So yeah, for sunflower, I'm never too far to answer the hard questions, and I'm always gonna say I don't keep anyone here with me. They're always anyone that comes on my panel. They're free to. They're a grown. They're grown people. I don't have a contract with anyone, and I don't want to have a. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want anyone to think that we're out to. And this isn't to get anyone or make anyone mad. People go where they feel comfortable. People go where they feel safe. They go where they feel that they are having an interaction, a healthy interaction with the chat. And that's not anything that I've made her do or feel. Those are her, you know. So yeah, for real, like congratulations on 12 days too, right? Me too for
Yeah.
sunflower.
So I will touch just a bit on Ernie. Okay. I had came on here and I said that Ernie was a good guy. And I had talked to Ernie a couple times, but Ernie sent somebody a message today and asked who Elizabeth was. And I'm like, Ernie, you should know who I am because I thought you were the guy playing on the stage in front of Timmy dancing at the Bluegrass Festival on Patrick's thing. And in the comment section, you commented back to me and said that you wish that was you, but that was not you, and something about it being a talented band and da da da. And I said that I often listen to bluegrass and like it. And then you told me where I could find some more bluegrass videos and things about that. And in that interaction, I thought that you were a decent man and sweet and very kind. And I still do. I don't think that you have ever been mean, rude, vulgar, or anything like that. I think your demeanor is very nice. Um, with that being said, I do know that you have talked to Patrick. You've talked to Jessica. You've talked to Brandon's girlfriend, wife. I'm not sure who that is. Are they married? I don't know. Gabrielle. I saw some of the text messages she showed me the other night, and I do know that about you. You've talked to Toddy, obviously, and things like that. I am not sure what Ernie's intentions are. I'm not. Um, I know they wanted to do a big Whittaker Thanksgiving, and I don't know what
Oh
happened
God. Oh
and where
God.
it went
Okay.
wrong.
Oh Lord.
But poor Miss Betty was eating a Thanksgiving dinner with Gloria at a church. And I really wished that that all had went better in the way you planned it, because sh she deserved a really nice Thanksgiving. And I actually feel bad. This is where my regret comes in,
Could you
because had
maybe
had I
let's pause there for a second so they can really digest what you just said. Okay? I want everyone to actually get the full understanding of what you just said because yeah, you guys catching up with what she just said? Maybe repeat that again because they may have not heard it.
all I know is they planned a big Thanksgiving, and that didn't happen. Gloria and Miss Betty were sitting in a church eating a church Thanksgiving together. Her family didn't come, no one came. There was no big Thanksgiving. She didn't get to see the 3 kids, so then no big Thanksgiving showed up. Not from nobody, not even for just Miss Betty. Like, it was like a deal breaker. The kids ain't coming, so Betty doesn't get the Thanksgiving. I don't know. I don't know if that's how it went. I don't know. But all I know is had I known that the Thanksgiving wasn't gonna go through even if the kids weren't there or whatever, I would have went and picked up Betty. I didn't know, and it does hurt. It hurts pretty bad once I found out. Once I got to talk to Betty and Larry, and I found out that they didn't have a Thanksgiving. No one came, no one helped them. Nothing happened. Um, I now feel very selfish that I sat with my family and ate and laughed and didn't go get Betty. So there's that, especially when I saw the pictures. Excuse me for a second. I'm sorry I'm crying, but um, it kind of hurts because I have a soft spot for elderly people who have not been a CNA since 2009 for no reason. So um, it's kind of sad. It really is. And I am glad and thankful that Gloria was there. And there's a picture. I don't know if you have
I
that,
have the
Lady K.
picture. I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm waiting for my email to catch up. Um, do they usually, we don't know anything about why the family didn't come by and get Betty. We do not know that. All right. We have no idea. Um, but it kind of hurt me whenever I was being told about it because I'm like, if we don't want to forget people, why did we now they're forgotten, right? You know, if we wanted to include everybody on a Thanksgiving dinner, then why were they forgotten? Why was Betty and Larry forgotten?
Yeah.
And why? And then so here's the questions that I asked Elizabeth. So they didn't go get a turkey? Why didn't they just go get a turkey and make a turkey? Why didn't? Well, there's more to that story that a lot of people don't know. I don't know why it's taking so long for this email to go through. Um, Jess, if you're listening, could you try to email and see if mine go? I'm sitting right here by my computer, but if you want to try to send that to me and see if it goes through quicker, but I will share it. But I don't know if I should share it because it's a sad picture in my point of view. But she could. Bottom line is she couldn't cook a turkey in her oven. I'll just put it that way. Okay. So she was with Gloria. Gloria took her to the church because Gloria was, I think, staying in a hotel room, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So when you say you agree with me about Ernie, honey, I'm not saying anything bad about Ernie. I'm just telling you what I know, and you guys can make your own
So
opinion
let me
up.
close
I've
it
not
out
called
and
him a
log
bad
back
person.
in. Let me see if I log out of my Gmail and come back in. Oh, there. Oh, that says still September post. Maybe it went to my. I mean, if you guys really want to see it, there's a picture out there. Okay. I mean, if you
Susan
guys
says
really.
so. BJ is still living in that camper. She's very much still living in that camper. Um, I have a post on my Facebook, and a lot of people haven't really noticed it, but it's a picture of BJ in that van parked in a handicap section and inside the Family Dollar where she was suspected of possibly stealing or whatever was going on in there. The women were talking about it. But anyways, I have two still shots of that van and her inside the Family Dollar. That is the day that I went down to the Whittakers. Not today. It was while Glory was there. It was the day that Glory was putting the tile in the house. Earlier that day, a lot of y'all don't know, but BJ had stormed in the house and tried to demand some funds from her dad, and he absolutely told her no.
That's a
So
good
you know,
question. That's a good question for Sunflower. Um, because why couldn't she get a catered Thanksgiving if it wasn't possible for the whole family? So it was. So, you know what? I'm gonna just. I'm just. I didn't bring it up. I didn't want to bring it up, but she's gonna tell her story, not me, and what she's
it
experienced.
is
What?
not a rumor, Kim. BJ did put up a little privacy fence around her camper. It is like lattice that you put on your porch. You know, like the lattice, and she painted it blue. And it's right there at the front of her camper.
I don't know, Sarah. That's what I asked. I asked that right away. I'm like, what do you mean? Why didn't Betty's family take her to their house? And I cannot answer those questions. All right. I
I
cannot
know what I
answer
was
those
told tonight,
questions.
but it's not something I'm going to say on here. I told you there's a lot of stuff that goes on and is said, and there's dynamics at play and things that I'm not going to out because it's like a dignity thing, it's a family thing, it's a personal thing, and you know,
Right, Jess?
it would
Thanks.
be like me coming to your house, sitting on your couch, and like your kids are arguing and fighting over
Oh, I
whatever's going on
understand.
in their life at their home, and then me coming out here and telling everybody, you know. So even though it could be important, it comes to, do I want to do that? Do I want to say those things? And sometimes I'm just going to tell you all that I'm just not. I'm going to refuse it. I'm just not going to do it.
So, do you want me to show these pictures? Gloria had, or yeah, Gloria's put them out. Um,
Gloria has put them out
also,
and shared them, so you can see some of them. I talked to Gloria tonight. She did show a few people, and a few people have shared them. Um, Actually, she didn't know that people were going to share them. She asked me if I knew who shared them to let her know their name because then she knows who not to trust. Now, look, I don't know exactly who's been sharing them, so I don't know your name. But if you're listening, you've been warned. Gloria shares something with you. Please don't go around spreading it. Come on now. All right.
um, I have it off camera. I will. Okay, I'll ask you a question after this off camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it then. Since it's already shared, I did not want to share it until, um, you know, I I get sent things as well, but I don't share things until I say, here it's okay to share 'em because I want to try to keep her privacy and her dignity as much as I can. So here they are. Um, there they are. Let me take the chat down for a second. And there's that one. Okay, let me go.
And I want y'all to know I vetted Gloria too, okay? I looked into her. She's a good woman. She's kind of just like me. Got a good heart.
Okay, let's go to the next one here. And that's that. And I had
I
one
didn't know
of
y'all
her.
called that vetting until I learned that YouTube technique on here.
Okay, so there she is. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice picture of them, right? Thought that was nice. So there are the pictures. That's already out. I am not the first person to share. Don't come for me.
No, 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 you're not. You're not. They're already out because um what had happened was
Oh, here's
Gloria
the
had
back
shared them
one.
with a few other people who have been contacting Gloria stating that they want to help Betty and stuff. Now, we don't know which person or who. I don't know which person or who. That's what I'm just telling you. You might not have meant harm by it. Okay, so
Yeah, it
I'm
might
telling
not have
you,
been in a bad way, you know.
yeah, intention's a lot of things. Just next time, if Gloria sends you a photo, ask her, is it okay if I show this one?
Did Larry go? Do you know, or did he stay at home?
I did not. I don't think Larry went. I don't think Larry went. I think Larry kind of stayed home by himself.
I don't know if Gloria's still there or not. I think she was on like a vacation or whatever, and only could stay for. But I don't know. I'm not. I don't. Um, I don't speak with her directly. So
Gloria's not there currently, but there are people watching them. We're working a system out to where they won't. I'm trying to. There's a few people like the South Carolina girls, me, myself, Gloria, who are trying to make it to where they are never left alone completely in a full day or a week or whatever, just because, like I said, a few of us have some very big fears of where it's been put out there so much that, they're going to be rich and have this money and a check and so on and so on. So, we're just watching them.
yeah, and my subscribers over here know that they have asked. They have the right to ask me for proof on anything that I share. Absolutely. Because I won't say, well, this is what I got, and on theory, on something that's serious, because, um, yeah, you always have. I would think over here you can ask, prove it. Okay, proved it. All right, so, um, you know, please always ask for receipts. That's what I call receipts, is proof from me. Expect it from me. Require it from me. Don't ever let me slip from it, ever. Always expect it
I
and
also
require it.
know that there are some cutesy little photos out there circulating of the Whittakers with some Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Don't let me catch those on your Facebooks, okay? If you got it, look at it, appreciate it, but don't post them for content. Don't do that, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've received that I'm not going to be putting in any up there just unless I have permission, you know. Local law enforcement, yes, local law enforcement are watching as well, but unfortunately they live far away too. But they make their regular ever since this, and they had said something about the Whittaker family being viral, the police there, and
Mm-hmm.
um, that was interesting.
Yes. Yes.
So things are being looked over a little differently than did they find their special mail? I don't know. So we had spoke about a piece of mail.
I
Elizabeth
can't
has
see the
spoke.
comments.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're good.
Um, she had spoke about a piece of mail that came from someone, and there, but I don't know. Um, I had never received an email, so I was kind of waiting for that. So sometimes we're being trolled about special mail. So I never received anything in my email. But there had been mention about something coming from an attorney, but that's been a few, what? What did they get that letter from the attorney that we talked about?
That came, I don't know an exact date, but if you remember when Brian Cody first put out the videos of the Whittakers wanting to come out and talk to y'all, um, it came like a day or two before that very first video, because I went down to drop off groceries and stuff, and that's how I met Brian Cody, because he was down there. He was absolutely invited down. By the way, I will tell you that a lot of people. I told you I can only tell you truth, and what I do know, he was absolutely invited down. Um, they because I was there, and then he showed up, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's Brian," and whatever. But anyways, they showed us a piece of paper that night. They showed Brian and me, and it was a lawyer piece of paper talking about breach of contract and um things like that. And so we all thought that it was because they did the video with Brian, but it wasn't. It was something else that made them file the breach of contract thing. Somebody try to explain that to me, what Eric was saying. But I don't remember exactly. All I know is it came out sometime around that, like right around when Brian went down there for that very first interview. It came out right around then. So, and no other lawyer papers have been shown because I've asked Larry several times. And as far as Larry can tell me, now, Larry's saying he's not signed anything and hasn't seen anything. There was a call or something talking about, or a video that Eric put out, something like that Larry's aware of. But as far as Larry keeps saying he hasn't signed anything, and neither has Betty. That's what I can tell you.
So the money, what that was being said, oh yeah, they made a deal and they're gonna have their money from Friday to Monday. That just wasn't the truth. Hey, XX country, good to see you. Carol B said she was thinking about getting a Christmas card, and was there 2 places in the area that she could get a gift card if she wanted to send it to Betty? Do you know where that would, like, places that are around there that she might?
Betty loves Walmart. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Betty loves Walmart, and there's a Dollar General closest to their house.
Yeah. So hopefully, yeah. If you send anything, make sure you send it directly to the family.
Is this the dogs or something? There's tomatoes all over.
Yeah, sometimes I don't have people that are asking why they can't read the chat in some of my videos. Sometimes I just turn the replay off. It's not by because I mean to. It's on an accident when I'm fumbling through the back into StreamYard. So if you guys can't read the comments sometimes, it's not because you've been blocked. It's not because of anything. It's nothing personal. I just turn the comments off. So there's no reason for it. I just do. I didn't know that people actually read the comments when they watched the videos. To be honest with you, sometimes I don't want any comments under the videos because, and I'll be honest with you, and I'll tell you why. If it's a video and people are commenting heavily on it, I have to sleep. And I hear my phone. I won't turn my phone off because if my mom's got cancer, and if she needs me or can't get a hold of my brothers, she's gonna call me. Okay, so it ding, 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 and da 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 da. So let me tell you, I turn them off so I don't have to feel obligated to respond. I don't do it often, but when I do, boy, do I hear about it. All right, how do you even know Betty would get it? I can believe that someone might root through her mail looking for a gift card. That could be honest. That I can see you seeing that. Too much, Mom. I understand that.
So, I'll tell you something I talked to Betty tonight about. And only because you have to know better to do better, right? It goes back to the education thing. Know better to do better. So Betty doesn't know any better, so she can't do any better. So tonight I talked to Betty and asked Betty, "Hey, do you know what a Venmo is?" This is me talking to her about things that I don't even have. I don't have them and I don't use them. But I'm like, I can get somebody to show you how to do it. Okay, I'll get one of my kids over here because they've got them. They can show you. But like Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, I don't know. There was a couple other things my kids told me to ask her. But anyways, Betty doesn't have any of that. So I simply explained it to her. I said, there's people out there that want to help you and stuff. I said, that's a card that like you apply for it and they can send you a card. And then my husband's standing here. He's like, oh no, you can get it on your phone too. Obviously he knows more about it than I do. And I looked at him and I was like, ding dong, they don't have phones. And Larry and Betty's like, oh, we ain't got no phone, And I was like, they're gonna get a card, okay? But I'm gonna help Betty. I'm gonna find a way to help Betty to apply for one of those so that she can have a card and be in control of anything that may come to her or get donated to her, just because exactly for one of the reasons somebody could wander out there and go through her whatever. Um, it's instead of like third party, second party, middleman, or whatever, it would just be better, in my opinion, that Betty had her own way of receiving it, and then Betty's got it, right? Okay.
Yeah, we just got to figure it out. That would be something that Betty needs to talk to someone about.
I also talked to Betty and Larry about getting their own Facebook and
Yeah, they could get their
introducing
own,
them
maybe
and
get their own.
showing
Yeah,
them how to use it, because they hear all this stuff that's going on and stuff, but they don't really know, right? So the shed is still sitting at Betty's and theirs has not been repoed or taken yet.
Someone asked a question, but I untagged it. Was I don't know if that's still the case, if the mail's still been delivering there. I think that was Amazon packages, actually, Kim. But I'm sure that if you put it to the address, you might want to check on that too, to make sure that they receive their packages.
They do.
Elizabeth.
They can receive
Okay.
packages right on their porch. And Larry is really good at trying to
They
get them
don't,
and get them
Kim.
in the
They
house.
don't. Yeah, they don't. They don't. Um, um, they go to where you guys say, to Hardee's, or where did you say they could go so they could have
Subway.
Wi-Fi?
Subway down the road.
Subway has Wi-Fi, so they don't have Wi-Fi. The van question. The van's still around.
The van is still around. I just said there's a photo of the van that BJ drove to the Family Dollar and parked in the handicap section and went inside. It was shared to me.
All
It
those
was shared to
problems still
me.
exist.
It's shared to me, and I shared it, and that's that.
Yeah, I mean, all the problems that were there still exist. Nothing's changed. BJ's still BJ's, and BJ's gonna BJ, right? She hasn't gotten rehab. She hasn't done anything. So absolutely, you guys, if you send a gift card to Betty's house, the possibility could be what we know it could be. So don't fool yourselves. Like, she can only go there so much. I just want to be honest with you. Ain't nothing changed in that area. Ain't not a damn thing changed in that area. But
like I said, there's a lot of dynamics here that I just won't get on here and fully discuss. I can give you a narrative, but you got to kind of read between the lines here what I'm trying to feed you, because
right. So I mean, the things still have not changed with the dynamics, people. Okay, she she wants her privacy.
Listen,
listen.
I'm working on talking to Patrick
Next
right
time
now.
you go there, would you please take a picture of the fence?
Of the
Because everyone's
fence.
saying that there's no damn fence at BJ's.
Oh, dude, it's a cute little thing. I don't know when the next time I'll be down there is. But I will. Hold on, in that one photo, did I send you the photo of the front of the house with all the Christmas lights on it? Can you see BJ's trailer in that photo?
I don't remember if you did. I'll have to look back through them. I can, but I finally found the picture of the toilet. That's Patrick's toilet.
No, that's his tub. That's his lavender
not
tub.
His toilet, his damn tub. I'm looking right at the tub and saying toilet.
Yeah, there's that copper tub, y'all.
That was taken.
It's funny that, like, I've tried to talk to this man for a very long time and never really could, because he's just the way he is. And a tub is what finally got us talking.
Right.
And it was a big disappointment. I was hoping to see a copper tub.
I'm gonna see if there is any. No, that's your picture. I can try to see if we can get. I'll look through it, and if
I am. Lori, you missed the part where I said I am talking to Patrick. Yes. For the first time, he invited me to his house yesterday and today to show me what the inside of his house looked like because there were some things. And look, I am not y'all's PI or whatever. I, I am trying to understand the dynamics. I'm not here to scrutinize a man and rip him apart. Okay? But if I'm told I'm allowed to share something, if I'm told I'm allowed to tell you something and things like that, if I know it to be truth, I will share it. Just like the shed. Um, I knew that Patrick had paid for that, but they try to say it was a complete donation and it wasn't. It was a partial donation and Patrick paid for the rest or has the rest on payments. Like I knew the truth to that because the girl who sold it to Patrick is one of my very close peoples. So I could answer that and prove that very easily. And I did it. I will, in fact, if I know it to be truth, I will tell you the truth, but let's not. That is Patrick's tub. That's Patrick's tub, and it's not a copper tub. It's that. But let's not go like screaming at me. You need to make him. I can't make a grown man do nothing. And just as soon as he told me to come take a look at his tub and his house and his living conditions, and the man did tell me I could take pictures of everything I wanted. I could take pictures of anything I wanted and show y'all. Um,
And they
I'm gonna
sent
tell
me a
you.
lot of pictures, and I have them, but I don't feel I don't think that they need to be up here. So some of
No,
the
I
stuff that
didn't. I didn't. He asked me. He said, "Did you show everybody like
oh
what it looked like? Because they want to know." And I said,
oh
"No, I'm weird like that. Like
yeah, we
I don't.
like I've seen him, but whenever he says okay, go ahead, but some of the things just not everything that we've been told thus far, which I was kind of like, what? It's
I
not
don't want to.
true.
I feel like it's invasion of privacy sometimes.
I'm not showing you guys his damn refrigerator, his stove. All I showed you that because the only reason why I showed the tub is because it was a freaking joke. But it was a joke. I'm like, here's the fucking real tub, okay, guys.
Yeah, because
All
he
right,
trolled
that's
the
it.
internet. He trolled the internet and had everybody believing he got this giant,
Yeah, I don't
beautiful,
really care
big
what he
ass
has in
tub.
his house.
So
I still say that like there are some things that still need to be discussed. I'm not. I'm still let the investigation roll out and see where people stand there. That's it. Nothing else. That is. I'm not on anybody's side. And we, as the women that are back here together, me, Jess, and we've agreed, and Elizabeth, we've agreed to not always agree on things. And I am not trying to change their mind. They're not trying to change my mind on things. I stand firm on some things. They stand firm on some things, and that's okay. It's called having a healthy conversation. I do not need to be right all the time. Period. Okay.
no,
Oh, I just don't. But I have firm things that I stand on, and so do the other ladies, and that's
and
okay.
my opinion of Patrick in certain situations has varied. If you guys ever go back and look at the old comments, you'll see sometimes in there where I agree with people and I disagree. And I don't want to name throw out here, so I'm not going when there okay, let me find a way to do this without changing the entire chat because I know y'all will go for it and then that's all the chat will read. So this is what I'm gonna say. There are particular content creators on the Book of Faces, right? Um in particular, there's two females who put out a lot of videos, right? Um, and sometimes I agreed with some of the things that they were saying, and other times I highly disagreed with some of the things they were saying. So just because at one moment I agree with somebody on something doesn't mean the next moment I always will.
Right. Our jet, exactly, Kim. Our jet changes every day, and we're allowed to do that. As soon as our information comes in, we are allowed to change our perspective. We are. And I'll tell you what I've seen. Someone had sent me a screenshot of one of those. You called it Book of Faces. That's funny. Um, uh, that it was almost verbatim. Like they went into the transcripts, copied and pasted as their post from our live stream. And that right there blew me away. I'm like, whoa. Okay, I'm like, that's some serious shit right there. Okay, but hey, as long as the truth's out, as long as it's getting out, and that's all that matters, right? But I was like, but they made it sound like they were saying it. You know what I mean? That's wild.
Oh
But
yeah,
hey, it is what
yes,
it
yes.
is.
That was stolen directly. Like there was like it was in several parts, and one part was like exactly what you had said, another part was like exactly what I had said, another part was exactly what Jess had said, and all of it was good. It was smart things and good, but the way they worded it was all like it came from them.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah, the way they worded it, because it seemed like that was like copied and pasted from my transcripts, like we would say it, but it would, very weird. Anyway, yeah, that's a little bit behind the scenes of what happened the other day. It was really crazy. We just thought of something, figured out something, show up, and like we're like, bam, that's what we thought. I feel you, Tess. Well, I think that we've been here 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's 12:15 here where I'm at. She's had a long day. She had a productive day. And I want to make sure that I tell her thank you for coming and letting us know what we know so far. I hope that we were able to answer some questions again. And we won't be covering the first part of this stream and talking about it again. It's there. Go back and watch. You know what I mean? Elizabeth, do you have any closing things that you would like to say?
no, it's not like I'm gonna be up here every day talking. I think for a few days I took the Whittakers their Christmas presents from me tonight. I know that in a day or so, some people's going to be in there and helping Betty do some things. Like I said, Betty's not giving up. There's some things that need done that Gloria had got going, but Gloria had to leave. I went down today in between Gloria and the people that are supposed to show, and they will be there. They're gonna come and they're gonna take Betty to do what this is and get it done. So things are gonna happen, okay? Things are gonna happen. Um, and to answer about the van, I am not completely sure on whether or not Larry has control over that. So,
Right.
I know I saw that asked,
I don't know
and
if it's new visitors. It could be old visitors that are coming back to visit. So, no one's
they are
saying new
not new.
visitors.
They are not new.
Okay.
They are not new.
So please, I'm
Um,
gonna ask you guys a favor, okay? Because I'll get it back. If you please, what you hear over here, say it like it's said, without a twist to it. If you're gonna stand on it as a matter of a fact, okay? If
mhm.
it's a matter of a fact, if you're gonna stand on it like it was said as a fact over here, please put it out as it's said. Do yourself a favor, okay? So you can be looked as a credible person, not someone just telling a story and add more to it to make it a better story to tell. Okay?
Yeah. Like I said, Betty's making moves. Don't go over there and be like, oh, well, Elizabeth said that Betty's going to the church on Saturday to file for custody of the dog because the cat ran away and Betty needed a spoon. Don't play that. I said Betty's making some moves. She hasn't given up. And there's some good characters in play who are going to get Betty to where she needs to be. And you asked about the van, and I don't think Larry has control over it, but I can't say yes or no to that. I just know that several times that I have been there, the van is not there.
Yeah, and that's sad too,
And I asked that question and I received a photo. And I did post that on my Facebook, but I didn't post anything along with it, and I just left it there and if you guys go over there, do not blow my Facebook up with it. If you find it, you can look at it and make your own opinion, but if I have to turn off the comments, I will turn off comments because I didn't put it there for my Facebook to get blown up. I just put it there because I was hoping maybe the right people would see it.
All right, darling. Well, I appreciate you as always, girlfriend, and enjoy some time with your family. Take some days off. I'm going to get ready for a trip. We're going to go on a ride, and I'm taking all of the green people in my chat with me. All right.
Yes.
So we're going
And
cruising.
while we're all off on this and while she's on her little vacation, we are going to start working on
I want to do Olivia.
yes, Olivia Hanson's
Yes.
story. Y'all are gonna,
Yeah.
you guys, I'm telling you, if you guys are really here for true crime and hers, like all you true crime, you're going to love and hate hearing about human trafficking and how it's so really real. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and I really want to touch on this because it is very important. It's not a fake thing. It's not a myth thing. So
It's a fact. And we're going to have them come and speak, and we're going to do all of that while, and I can do some of it while we're on vacation too. So it's all good. Well, not really a vacation,
yeah,
we're
there's going to be a
visiting,
lot of
but
prep in that. You're going to have
yeah,
to take
we
your
have to.
time with her mom. That was the thing we
Yeah.
talked about. It is coming, y'all, but Lady K is going to
Yeah,
have to message
I'm going to
Virginia
do
and get.
it. Yeah. And I'm going to do it behind the scenes, okay? And probably with Elizabeth because she knows Elizabeth. And we're going to talk it out. And then we're going to maybe premiere it when she gives us permission. Okay, I want her to prove everything that's put out before I release anything because it's her situation, her real life trauma that's happened with her and her daughter, and I will not release it until she approves everything that we do. And I don't want to be loosey goosey where people ask her questions. I want it to be respectful to her and her daughter, and that's how we're gonna do it. So, um, all right, girlfriend. I'll talk to you. I'll text you something here, but that'll be off of here. So, I appreciate your time, your dedication,
Okay.
and we need more Elizabeths in this world.
Oh Lord, probably the good side of me. Don't be
Well,
the
no,
bad
not the
side of
bad
me.
side. Yeah, and the one that don't give people donuts. We need people that give donuts. Okay, for the love of God, don't ever do that again. No. All right, sister. I'll see you.
All right, hun. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Give
Oh,
it to Elizabeth. She did a great job. Once again, giving us the information. Made it through a whole chat without saying anything negative. Big ugly Henson. Round of applause for all you guys. My mod said, thank you all for being here and staying respectful in the chat. You guys had it in you. I knew you did. I knew you guys could do it. I respect that out of you guys so much. There is a little bump in the road here and there, but we're just a big unhinged family over here, right? We take care of it. We block each other like we do on our telephone. I'm mad at you. I'm blocking you. Can't call me. Okay, that's all. And then when we decide we want to be nice again, we unblock, right? That's what we do. All right. It's all good. Okay, I promise you. So, thank you guys once again for hanging out with me for a couple hours to get through some more of information, fact information from Elizabeth, not from me, what she's seeing, her facts. It may not be the facts of other people's perspective or whatnot, but it's her facts. You know what I'm saying? That made sense. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you in a couple days. I'm going to sleep now. Peace.